In this video, even though we love nootropics, we're going to talk about instances in which you should probably wait to take nootropics and fix the underlying fatigue. That essentially nootropics are just not the cure-all to these particular things, but then once you fix them, you can compound on your newly realized benefits of brain energy by taking nootropics. Coming up. All right, preliminary stuff out of the way, but perhaps some of the most important stuff out of the way for those of you who are nootropics enthusiasts and who want to learn very powerful stacks, very powerful information related to nootropics and want to take good nootropics. We built a stack called Cortex that combined uridyl monophosphate, CDP coin, artichoke extract, and Bacopa monnieri. The intention was to build a modafinil-like stack in a natural form, a stack that's comparable to phenylpiracetam, and we have struck gold, my friends. A year and a half in the market, massive positive reviews on the Cortex stack. Look, this is a powerful stack. I was using this stack to build a company from 9 a.m. to basically midnight. I was running 18-hour days most days and killing it. Verbal fluency, mental energy, powerful motivation, powerful focus for hours at a time using a particular compound that I then formulated in a commercial stack. It's called Cortex. Get it at livecortex.com. Save $5 using the coupon code 5. We talked about instructional books, guides, nootropic stack protocols, etc. Well, I took 8.5 years of experience in nootropics and wrote a guide that you can get on Kindle, iPad, iPhone, Android, PDF. Read it on your computer, read it on your mobile device, read it wherever. It's called Smarter, Better, Faster. It is powerful. We explain racetams, how to sublingually dose certain racetams, sublingual coliracetam and theanine strategies, modafinil, caffeine, theanine strategies, microdosing modafinil strategies, microdosing aniracetam strategies, what to stack aniracetam with, alcar, racetam stacks. The thing is incredibly powerful. Get it at livecortex.com. Use the coupon code 5. Get it for $5 off. Smarter, better, faster. Okay, so with this channel and with the Cortex Nootropics blog on livecortex.com/blog, I get a lot of questions, and a lot of the questions are, they're all relating to brain performance nootropics, but a good portion of them are which nootropic should I take to help with my fatigue? And the answer to that question is, in a lot of cases, is none. And that's because, if you've got particularly these three things that we're going to discuss wrong, you want to fix them before you take nootropics. And then once you fix them, these are three things that could be causing your fatigue. Then once you fix them, then you bring nootropics in, and then you compound on your good brain performance that you achieved by fixing your problems that were causing your fatigue. You get it? So we've got a lot of customers, like we've got this consulting package where we consult executives. It's high level, it costs $5,000. So if you know any executives or people that are up there in the C-suite or something that need good brain performance and are into nootropics or want to take nootropics or want to get good brain performance, send them my way. But in dealing with those folks and dealing with other folks that email us and say, hey, look, I've got fatigue and I'm wondering which nootropics to take, we run into this all the time. I run into this all the time, where the issue is not that nootropics are going to fix you, because they're not a cure-all, as amazing as they are. The issue is that they've got these three things wrong. And once they fix these three things, then they can benefit from nootropics. Let's talk about them. Number one is thyroid hormone malfunctions. Okay, I'm not an endocrine system specialist, so you probably want to talk to functional medicine doctors. Seem to be the best at this in my view. But if you've got a thyroid hormone issue and you're not producing thyroid hormones correctly, your energy's not going to be there, and as a result, you'll be fatigued. And no amount of modafinil or no amount of theacrine or oxiracetam or Noopept is really going to help that issue, because you're not producing thyroid hormones correctly, right? The things that might help you are eating more carbohydrates, taking tyrosine, selenium, and iodine. Even though one of those is a nootropic, which is tyrosine, it's largely used by the thyroid gland to make thyroid hormones, and other strategies to target thyroid functionality. In the Smarter, Better, Faster book, we actually talk about this for people, because I've helped several people to start functioning correctly. And there are many anecdotal reports out there of people doing the same thing, where they've got thyroid issues, They take 300 to 500 milligrams of L-tyrosine, the RDA for iodine, or 2x the RDA, and the RDA or 2x the RDA for selenium. Those are things your thyroid gland uses to make thyroid hormones, and then they start to feel better. And then they can benefit from taking nootropics after. So you want to look at targeting and fixing your thyroid gland, because if it's malfunctioning and you're fatigued, no amount of nootropics are really going to help you, other than the tyrosine, selenium, iodine stack. But not like modafinil or any of this other stuff. You want to target that gland, make it work better, and then compound on your newly realized good brain function and energy with nootropics. Number 2, blood sugar issues, blood sugar problems. Okay, folks have dysregulated blood sugar, and they're like, what nootropics can I take to fix this? Really none. I mean, I believe paracetam has a blood sugar lowering effect, a blood glucose lowering effect, and that might be something to look into. But generally, you have to ask the question, why is my blood sugar jacked up when I eat a meal? Like if you eat a meal and then you feel super tired and crappy afterwards and fatigued, and you've got lethargy, and it's unrelated to other things like gut bacteria or whatever, it could be blood sugar. And so, fixing blood sugar issues is the thing you want to focus on first, and then get toward taking nootropics so you can compound on whatever good brain performance benefits you realize by fixing your blood sugar issues. Ways to do that might be lifting heavy weights. I mean, demonstratively, lifting heavy weights improves insulin functionality, insulin sensitivity, glucose functionality. So that might be, that's like one good solid primary thing to do. And then eating mid-glycemic index carbohydrates, like staying away from the really, really rapidly absorbable sugars. Maybe stick with sweet potatoes and, quinoa or whatever you might be able to find that isn't high glycemic index, which means it isn't something that's going to convert to sugar really, really quickly. Stay away from the sweet, stay away from like the really, really, really easily absorbable, quickly digestible carbohydrates. Go with, sort of the more slower carbohydrates. But that, among other things, is what you'll need to do to fix blood sugar issues. Once you fix those blood sugar issues and you can eat a meal and feel relatively okay and not have lethargy and tiredness after the meal, then work on taking nootropics, and then you can improve your brain function doubly by getting the benefits from fixing your blood sugar issue and then taking nootropics after that. Number 3 is chemical sensitivity and detox issues, okay? The medical establishment does not want to recognize this because the medical establishment is a business, and this doesn't really fit into their business. People like to say, well, that's a conspiracy theory. I've been in business for 10 years. I know how businesses make decisions. I know how people make decisions in the interest of their shareholders, and I know just how much of an arm the pharmaceutical companies and industries have within the current medical establishment. You wouldn't even believe it. People inherently sort of know it. They kind of suspect maybe there's a little shenanigans going on. It's worse than you would imagine. Trust me. I know people in pharma that confirm my suspicions on it. Like, I know it. I've been in business for years. I know how it all works. But I know people in pharma that are like, oh yeah, we want to keep people sick. Anyway, so they don't really recognize this, but multiple chemical sensitivity, which is primarily seems to be a liver detox issue, is a predominant cause of fatigue for people. Okay, if in the environment that we live in, where there's toxins everywhere, people can't even be around hairspray. You know those people, right? They can't drink alcohol. They can't do this sort of stuff. They feel crappy for days afterwards. They're not detoxing correctly. Okay, the liver is an organ which is supposed to, everything you ingest, it goes through it. It's supposed to, clear some of the stuff out that you can't use and send it out via your urine and get the toxins out, and in any other manner that it can. The notion that it can't get clogged up or overburdened is asinine. Of course it can. Anything can. And so that is going to cause fatigue for people. Okay, that's one of the predominant symptoms of liver malfunctions is fatigue. So if you've got lethargy and fatigue, and it's related to like multiple chemical sensitivity, you're not detoxing correctly, no amount of nootropics are going to help. In fact, they might make it worse because you're having to process the nootropics through your liver. So what you really want to do is target things like, as crazy as it sounds, coffee enemas. Okay, look, they boost. I'm pretty sure it's glutathione S transferase. They literally send your blood like through your liver multiple times as you're holding in the coffee enema and detoxify the liver. They directly, provingly facilitate detoxification of that organ. The next thing you might want to think of is cleanses. People talk about, liver cleanses are quackery. That is bullshit, okay? Grapefruit juice alone, squeezed in a bowl and then put in a cup and then drank, like legit freshly squeezed grapefruit juice contains literal bioavailable glutathione. Okay, that's a detox chemical that the liver uses to detox stuff. So there's no bullshit about taking foods that have particular chemicals that are proven to go and do things and to facilitate functioning of particular organs. So you might want to look at freshly squeezed grapefruit juice. You might want to look at other detox cleanses. You might want to look at avoiding alcohol for a considerable period of time. You might want to look at cardio exercise to facilitate detox. You might want to look at coffee enemas to really facilitate liver detoxification, and then maybe look at activated charcoal to soak up toxins and get them out through your intestines and get them out via waste. You got to target detox systems. Okay, your body detoxes and these things can get backed up. And if that's a cause of your lethargy, no nootropics are going to help. Finally, right? Because nootropics can be awesome and can be implemented here. Once you fix those problems, that is the time to bring in the racetams, bring in the Nupep, bring in the Cortex, bring in the modafinil, bring in the theacrine, bring in the ALA, bring in the whatever, to compound on your newly realized benefits because you fixed your problems. So nootropics are not the cure-all. They're not going to fix your fatigue. Don't ask the question, which nootropic should I take for my fatigue? Ask the question, why am I fatigued? Really look at those three things, really work on fixing them, and once you do, go to town with nootropics. And then you're going to realize double the benefits. Thanks for watching. Hey guys, Ryan here. Thanks for watching. But if you want to take your brain game to the next level, you want to increase your focus, your verbal fluency, your mental energy, your ability to sit down and crank out work for hours at a time, secure a bottle of the Cortex Nootropic Stack. Our customers are clear. This is the best pre-made stack on the planet. And hey, speaking of stacks, if you really want to take your nootropic stack game to the next level, secure the Smarter, Better, Faster book. This is a surgical guide to using nootropics for total mental dominance. You talk about stacks, we got stacks in there. Endless amounts of stacks, power stacks, verbal fluency stacks, working memory stacks. We've got modafinil strategies and everything else you can think of to include a whole sector on nootropics questions answered. Smarter, Better, Faster, the most powerful nootropics guide on the planet. livecortex.com. That's livecortex.com. We'll see you over there.